guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're making a Chinese-style stir-fried tofu dish with a pre-seasoned pressed tofu. If you don't know what a pressed tofu is or you never tasted it before, then don't miss out today. Hi new friends, this is Erica right here. I'm a Taiwanese citizen currently living in America. Cooking and traveling is my passion, so I'm here to share with you my favorite Asian recipes. On top of that, all my videos cover a little food knowledge or the history background of the dish. Also a Chinese lesson at the end of the video. So if that interests you, make sure to click the subscribe button and keep watching. First, let's talk about our main ingredient today, the pre-seasoned pressed tofu. If you watched my previous video, you should know by now that the difference between each tofu are mainly about a water content in them. The drier it is, the firmer it is. And the pressed tofu, aka the vegetable hams, it was pressed under a very high pressure, so there's not really much water remains in the tofu, and they give it a little meat-like texture that you can compare it to like a really firm tofu. And now you know what a pressed tofu is. There's two different types of pressed tofu, the natural ones and the pre-seasoned ones. The natural tofu is very similar to the super firm tofu. I would say normally when you see a pressed tofu, it will be a little firmer than a super firm, but it really depends on the ingredients and the process they do in a factory. But if the purpose of you finding a tofu is to replace meat, I would say pressed tofu is one of your best choices. And in the normal supermarket, the most common seen pressed tofu are the pre-seasoned ones. The pre-seasoned tofu doesn't really need much seasoning while cooking because it was pre-marinated with pepper, salt, dry ginger, star anise, fennels, and other seasoning. The best way to use the pre-seasoned pressed tofu is to stir fry it. I even said it on a package right here. Good for stir frying. So today we're gonna use the pre-seasoned pressed tofu to make a stir-fried tofu dish that I grew up eating. It's my mama's recipe. You can't really find this online. I'm really excited to share it with you. Let's check out our ingredients. Here are all the ingredients that we'll need for today's dish, and the actual amount you can see it in the description box down below. And here we have two different types of Chinese barbecue sauce, which is one is spicy, the other one is not spicy. We only need one for our dish today, so it depends on if you want spiciness or not. You can choose the type you like. And the rest is very simple. It's just some oil, soy sauce, sugar. This is the Sha Cha sauce we just talked about. This is the pressed tofu. I choose the pre-seasoned one. It's more tasty. And we have celery and chili. First, we need to slice our tofu into strips. Because there's marinated sauce in our pre-seasoned pressed tofu, I like to rinse them off first before I cut them. And after you rinse it, make sure to pat it dry so it's easier to cut. It all depends on your knife skills, but I like to slice them into around 8 of the inches thick slices. You can see online a lot of chefs like to cut it horizontally first and then slice them. That's the faster way to do it, but it's really hard if you don't have a good knife skills. I think the easier way to do it is actually cut it vertical first and then pile it up like little Legos and then chop them into slice, just like this. When you're done, soak them into a bowl of warm water for around 15 minutes at least, so it could be softer and more moist when we pan fry it later. Next step, slice your celery into little stripes just like the tofu, and also slice the chili pepper as well. I like to use the chili pepper for a little flavor and also for coloring, but I don't want it to be too spicy, so I'll take off the seeds in the middle. Now, the ingredients are all prepped. Let's start cooking. Heat up a pan and then add in oil with medium-high heat. When the oil is hot, add in the soaked pressed tofu straight from the soaking bowl. We need a little water in the pot to stir fry the tofu for around 2 minutes, so don't worry about draining the tofu. When you see the tofu start to turn a little golden, add in the celery and stir fry for another minute. And when you're done, it's time for seasoning. Add in the soy sauce, Sha Cha, and a little bit of sugar. If you see your tofu become too dry, you can add in a little more water as well. Again, the amount will be in the description box down below if you need it. Stir fry them for another minute and make sure all your tofu and celery is covered in sauce. Then I'll add in my chili. Just mix it real well and you can turn off the heat before the tofu gets too dry. And done! The stir-fried tofu is ready to serve. The Sha Cha is the main seasoning today. It's a very traditional flavor in Taiwan. This is again another dish that matches super well with a bowl of rice. Chinese barbecue sauce are very addictive and a little bit of spicy will absolutely increase your appetite. I love the texture of the soft tofu and the crispy celery combination. I can eat this every day. While we're enjoying our dish today, let's learn some Chinese. The word of the day today is 炒豆干, or you can say 炒豆腐干. It is stir-fried dry tofu or stir-fried pressed tofu. The first word 炒, we have learned it before in the previous video. It means stir-fry. And the second word with two characters is 豆腐. We learned it before in our previous video as well, which means tofu. I'll link the video up here. And the last word is the only character that we never learned before, 干. 干. It's the first tone, 干, which means dry or dried product or anything that related to dryness. You can use this character combined with other words and make it dry something. So in today's case, it's a dry tofu, pressed tofu, which means dry tofu in Chinese. We call it 豆腐干. 豆腐干. Even though if you tell a Chinese person that you want 炒豆腐干, they will totally understand you. But here I just want to let you know that the way we say it back home, we'll simplify it into 豆干. Means dry beans. But in this character, 豆干, we know it's a pressed tofu. So now let's practice our word of the day together. 炒豆干, or also you can call it 炒豆腐干. Thanks for cooking with me today. Let me know if you like the recipe by giving this video a thumbs up. It's only gonna take you a second, but it means a lot to me. I upload a video like this every Thursday, so remember to hit that bell, then you'll never miss out. Last but not least, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye!